Hi everybody, I'm Justin Hartley. Today I'm here at the Men's Health Gym and I'm going to show you what it's like to train like me. I've been working out in some capacity probably since I was in high school. It started off for me like sort of wanting to be bigger than I was. I was always kind of a smaller, skinnier kid. As you get more and more into working out and fitness, you start to understand that it impacts different phases of your life. It can impact your emotional state, it can impact your stress level. So it's way more important than just sort of physique and looking good. It impacts sort of every aspect of your life. Training also changes for me, at least as I've gotten older, as you have different life experiences. So as an actor, you take on different roles. Some are more demanding than others physically, and your fitness routine changes based on how your body feels. I'm in an action role right now. My character is always running or jumping or climbing, fighting, a lot of turning, twisting. So all of that sort of like, in my mind, I'm going, okay, so there's a little bit of basketball player there, like that kind of, or hockey, you know, those guys who can go all out for a very long time. A little bit of a boxer, MMA kind of guy, because he finds himself in those situations where he's fighting a lot. A police officer who carries a gun, who has to, in a moment's notice, you know, take off and chase someone, assess the situation. So all of those things kind of wrapped into that character and sort of dictate how I've been training. And again, just to be careful not to injure yourself, because if you do all of that at once, at least for me, I'll injure myself. So I'm very cognizant of that, trying to stay healthy, but also do the training necessary for the role. Today I want to show you a really efficient, fast arm workout, something you can get done in a short amount of time that's going to be very, very effective. You'll feel the burn and you'll be on your way in no time. All right, so the first thing you want to do, you see I'm doing just the standard single arm curls here. The first thing you want to do, and what I did before the cameras are rolling, is you want to always stretch. If you get into this right away and you're not doing anything beforehand and you start curling, you'll probably injure yourself if you're anything like me. So I've been hurt so many times in my life that I'm very, very cognizant of that. I always like to warm up with stretches. I probably do a little more stretching than most people. And it's dawning on me right now that I grabbed way too much weight, which is another thing that you don't want to do. But see what happens, I'm an actor, I see a camera on me and I go for it. This is too much weight for me, but we're getting it done. I get injured when I lift really, really heavy for an extended period of time. So maybe I'm not good at it, maybe I don't know how to do it. So I kind of shy away from that. I'm more into like high reps, lower weight. So I do push it sometimes, because I think a lot of times at the gym what people will do, what I do, is my go-to exercises are the ones that I excel at, the ones that I'm really good at. Because no one really wants to go to the gym and do the things that you're not good at, but those are probably the things that you should be doing more, is what I've found. These are hammer curls. Same kind of thing, you're just instead of turning your wrist over like that, I keep the wrist straight like that, lock it in. This sort of works a different area of your bicep. So you have different areas in your bicep. This works a different one. Not sure which one it is, but it's definitely different. That's what's important. So I try to do three different exercises per muscle group if I'm gonna work that particular muscle group. And again, too much weight, way too much weight, but that's okay. That's okay, we're getting stronger. It's worth it. But interestingly enough, probably the most grueling training that I did was when I was on This Is Us. And I know it sounds weird because I just was kind of inert on that show. I just kind of sat there and talked a lot. But the guy that I was playing was an actor. In my head, I'm like, well, he has to look a certain way. He's got to be ready for certain roles. He's got to be ready for that action hero role if it comes his way. So I have to look that part, right? So for me, I took it as sort of a, I don't know, I took that on and as to say, well, that's part of the character, you know? And it ended up being something that was surprised me. I think Kevin was in really great shape, like maybe better shape than I was when I was on Smallville. Certainly better shape than I was when I was on Smallville. The Smallville stuff was interesting. I mean, I was at a point in my life where I was trying so desperately to pack on weight and size, and I just couldn't. My body just wasn't built that way. I did put on a little bit of size, but I was very, you know, I was thin. I did a lot of archery training, which was kind of fun. So I found peace in that, and the fact that maybe I can't bulk up like I would like to, but I can certainly be good with a bow and arrow. So I trained with like Olympic athletes and Olympic trainers and some of the best. Learned a ton about archery, half of which I've forgotten by now, but I got pretty good at it. So that was sort of the training that went into that. All right, I'm getting right into the tricep, other part of the arm, the tricep. Big muscle, well, some bigger than others, but bigger than the bicep for sure, at least on me. So these are really good. And what I like to do with these is kind of hold it down there, right there, You try to rep out about 15 of these guys. Keep your core tight. Core tight's always important. Something I always forget. And I find myself kind of with a weak core. During an exercise, I try to say, okay, Justin, get your stuff together, get your core tight. Hard for me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just forgetting about that. I was thinking about other things. But this is a very simple exercise, very effective. And I hope I'm doing it right. All right, so like an alteration on that other tricep exercise I was just showing you. Here's sort of it works a different place in the tricep. You don't need near as much weight for this one. And it's all about, for me, it's all about just sort of slow and steady on this one. This is a really good one. And I find that this sort of is more, for me, it's like a sculpting, it's also, I guess, good for a hammer fist too. But yeah, not a lot of weight. And then you wanna make sure you do both arms on this one, not just the one. You're gonna look lopsided. And so whatever you do on this arm, keep the count and do it on the other one as well. When I'm not filming, when I'm not working on something, I try to stay pretty consistent with what I'm doing. I'm a morning workout guy, so I try to go early in the morning. Sometimes it's hard to get out of bed. So yes, I understand all of that, but it's worth it. No one ever said, when they were done with a good workout, no one ever said, damn, I wish I wouldn't have done that. You know, I wish I wouldn't have done that. It's always that the gratification comes afterwards. It's all about kind of figuring out ways to motivate yourself to go. Sometimes I'll be like, well, I really want to just have dinner with my wife and have a beer and watch TV. And so I'll motivate myself by, I don't know if this is bad, but I do it. I'll bring a beer to the gym. And so I get the best of both worlds. So I'm like, I'm watching TV, the sports is on in the gym. It's a private gym. I'm not doing it like public gym, but I don't want you guys to get arrested. But I'll be like watching the game that I want to watch. My wife is with me working out. I'm working out myself. I'm getting stuff done, and I'm enjoying a beer while I'm watching the game. So I'm kind of just like killing 2 or 3 birds with one stone. I don't know if that's good fitness advice, but it's good mental advice. All right, guys and gals, thanks for working out with me. I like to do a finisher at the end of every workout. Today, I'm gonna do this thing where we do 20 push-ups, which doesn't sound like too much, but then you get 20 seconds off. And you jump right into 19 push-ups, 19 seconds off, 18, you follow it all the way down to 1. Trust me when I tell you, it's gonna be hard to finish this thing. So what I like to do sometimes is give myself a reward, something to really fight for. So I'll start with 20, and when I'm done, I get that sucker right there because I earned it. That is a beer. Here we go. Don't forget to catch my show Tracker on CBS. Okay, so that's that. And keep going to the gym. It's good for your mind. It's good for your body. And don't forget to reward yourself when you've had a good workout. That was good. Thank you, Men's Health. Whew. All right.